Hey everyone, this is Larry with Today I Feel Like. Today I am out here at Great Falls National Park in Virginia because I'm going to show you how you can shoot some long exposure photos with your iPhone in the daytime without a filter. That's right, I chose Great Falls because there's running water, so it's going to be very easy to see the effect. But let's go out, set this thing up, and I'm going to use the Moments app for this. So let's jump into it, and here we go. All right, first things first, we're going to make sure we have a tripod because these are going to be long exposure photos and we want to make sure that our images are nice and sharp, so we don't want any motion blur or anything. So we're going to make sure that we have our phone on a nice sturdy tripod for our photos. All right, let's now hop into the Moments app so I can show you how to get everything set up and working. All right, so here we are inside the Moments app, and you can get this app right from the iOS App Store. And we're gonna go ahead and click where the little camera icon is in the upper right-hand corner. We're just gonna go ahead and click that, and we're gonna change this to slow shutter. You're gonna see there's gonna have a couple of options like video, slow shutter, and time lapse. We're gonna go ahead and click on slow shutter. That's gonna set us up right there. And now you're going to see here, there's going to have a section that says motion blur, and then it's also going to say light trails. We're going to choose motion blur, and you can see here you're going to have different exposure times. You're going to have 15 seconds, you have bulb, 30 seconds, 15 seconds, 8 seconds, 4 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, half second, and that's where it ends. So you have anywhere from between a half a second all the way up to bulb. For those of you who aren't familiar, bulb means it's going to stay open and continue to expose from the time you push the shutter button to the time you push it a second time. So I'm going to go ahead and select, we'll start off with say 15 seconds and see if that gives us a nice exposure or if it's going to be too bright. But let's head over to where the water is. You may be able to see it, it's right there, but we're gonna move a little bit closer so we can try out this 15 seconds, and then we may have to move it to faster or slower shutter speeds. Okay, so here's our setup. Let's go ahead and try it at 15 seconds. We're gonna go ahead and just push the shutter button there, and it's going to start going. We'll see here as there's a blue line around the shutter button that starts sort of as a timer, so you can see how far along it's going. We can actually start to see the preview on the screen as the water that's flowing down is starting to show motion there. And once it's finished, we will jump in and take a look here. So let's just hop into the gallery. We'll go there and look at that. We have nice motion right there in the daytime without any sort of filter or anything, and that looks pretty doggone good. Yeah. All right, now just as a comparison, let's go into the basic camera app here and let's just take a regular photo. So same setup, there we go. Let's take a photo. We'll take another one just for good measure. And now let's come over here and we can see it doesn't look bad, but it doesn't have that same sort of vibe to it. You don't get that motion from the water right there. But now, let's slide back over and take a look right there, and that is our motion photo. So, it's very, very quick, very, very easy. Let's do this. Let's hop back into the Moments app here, and let's change the exposure a little bit. Let's go with 30 seconds instead of 15. So we'll hit the shutter button right there. We can see that little blue line starting to move, and you'll even notice how the picture starts to show some of the motion there as we go. And as it goes, you'll notice that the white from the water as it flows down the river there starts to sort of just disappear a little bit. Not totally, but it really starts to become less distinct. All right, we're just about finished here, and there we go. We have our exposure finished. Let's jump into the app there and take a look. And boom, look at that. That is absolutely fantastic. That is beautiful. So, all right, let's try one other thing here. I want to just go over back into the camera app, and I want to jump in and see if I can, I just want to see if I can drop this down to say like 1 second and see what that looks like. So let's go ahead and try it with a 1 second exposure. You can see very, very quickly how it takes it. We'll go in and take a look. And there, you still get some decent motion, not nearly as much, Then we'll move it over here to 2 seconds again, take a quick photo, and boom, there we go. Let's jump in back into the gallery here, the camera roll, and we can see we're starting to get a little bit more motion, but still not as much. We'll go all the way to 4 seconds here. We'll take a photo. It's taking a little bit longer there. We can start to see some of that motion roll in. And let's take a look here. And yeah, so about 4 seconds, we're starting to get some really good motion. And if we go to 8 seconds here, let's see what we're gonna get. Hit that shutter button. Now, mind you, when you do this, you're gonna have to be a little patient because you are taking photos that are gonna take that are long exposures. So, and now when we hop back in, at 8 seconds, I think we're getting a good amount of motion there. That looks pretty good. So, but I have to admit, I still like this long 15-second exposure. I think that one is my favorite there. So we're gonna take one more here at 15 seconds. We're gonna let that really just go around. And remember, you're gonna wanna make sure you're nice and steady and still while you're photographing these, because you're going to wanna make sure you don't have any motion blur. So, all right, let's take a look again. And boom, there we go. That just looks really, really wonderful. All right, that's it. That is pretty much it. And that is with the Moments app. It's quick, simple, it's easy, and anyone with an iPhone can do it. All right, so in the Moments app, you can actually change your focal length. So if you want to shoot at a wider focal length or a tighter one, you can zoom in a bit. So let's zoom in some and take a few pictures and see how it looks when you're zoomed in. And we'll also take a few pictures without the Moments app, just with the regular camera app, so we can get a comparison between the two. Okay, so here is our here's our normal view with the 1X. Let's go ahead and you can see there it's going to go wide with the ultra wide angle zoom, but let's move into 2X right there, and we'll have to recompose here. So let's get this, and we will get that about right there. Actually, let's move that so we can get this edge of the falls in right there. We'll tighten that down, and there we go. And let's go ahead and we'll put this at 30 seconds and we'll hit that. And we'll see how it goes. We can start to see that we'll start to see that the water is slowing down there. We're getting our motion in the photo. Just make sure you're nice and still around your tripod, because these cameras are not very heavy, so any motion will cause a little bit of blur. So, and again, we're looking at our blue line moving across there, so we know that it's just about finished. And let's see, when it gets done, we'll go ahead and take a look. And there it is done. Let's go ahead and open it up. And look at that, boom. Nice, smooth, glassy water, nice flows off of the waterfall. We'll zoom in there, we can see that nice motion blur right there. Look at that, the water is nice and smooth and glassy. And you can see there, if we hold that, it did a little motion. It has a little bit of a motion on there, so you can actually see that move. But look at that, that is just absolutely wonderful. So, all right, that's it. Pretty quick, pretty simple, pretty easy, and I love it. Okay, so one other thing I want to show you is you can shoot long exposures with your regular iPhone app. So what we want to do is make sure live photo is turned on. So we'll go ahead and click that right there. You can see it's turned off. We're going to click the little button to turn it on. And now we're just going to take a picture like normal. And I recommend having a self timer on there so you don't have any camera shake by pushing the shutter. And now we're going to go ahead and go into our gallery and just take a look at the photo there. And we'll tap that and we'll see where it says live. We're going to click where it says live, and we'll see there's going to be a long exposure button in the drop down. We're going to click that, and now you'll see right there we have our long exposure, and everything is nice and smoothed out. So yeah, there you go. Now you don't have as much control over this if you're doing as you do with the Moments app. But you can do stuff like use the 3x zoom on there, which is really nice. So we'll take another one there, and let's see, let's get that shot. We'll have the self timer going, and there we go. It took our photo. We'll jump in there, and now we'll go ahead and use long exposure again, and there we go, just like that. Boom, very nice. So now, one thing I will say is it's much quicker shooting the long exposure like this because it's basically using frame blending to mix everything up. But again, you don't have as much control over how long your exposure is. All right, everyone, well, there you have it. That is it. That is how you can use your iPhone to take long exposure photos. It's very quick, it's very easy. Now, you can do this for more than just water. You can do this if you're shooting light trails, if you're shooting cars or something like that. It works just as well, and it's just as fun, and it's just as easy. Now, I was using the Moments app, but you can use other apps out there, but that's the one that I like and that I have. It's not a free app, but it's more than worth its money, and I think you will enjoy it if you get it. So yeah, anyways, there you have it. If you want to see some of the photos, I will post them on Instagram so you can check them out. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And I will leave a link to the app down below in the video description so that you can check it out. I'll also leave a link to Great Falls Park if you're interested in visiting. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. And please subscribe to this channel and follow me on Instagram. And I am Larry with Today I Feel Like. Thanks for coming back to see me. Come back and see me soon. And until next time, love, peace, and hair grease. Peace.